Mr. Speaker, I've sat here today. Today is not the day. Mr. Speaker, I rise, Mr. Speaker, to add my voice, albeit briefly, to the debate on this very important bill before us, Mr. Speaker. And that is the youth economy bill, Mr. Speaker. And I'm glad that I'm doing this today on the 26th of July, the anniversary of our first year in office. Mr. Speaker, before I make this brief intervention, with your permission, I want to take this moment again to thank the people of Soufrière-Fauché-Jacques for their support and for the support to the St. Lucia Labour Party. Mr. Speaker, it's 6 o'clock, very important time, Mr. Speaker. So I will not call names, but there are hundreds of persons, what I call my soldiers, who played active role in that battle, Mr. Speaker. The battle on the Soufrière waterfront. They played different roles, they came with different passion, and they came with different commitments. But all played critical roles in that victory, Mr. Speaker. And when I remember that day, Mr. Speaker, I could remember different people, our young men, carrying persons to vote. But what has remained etched in my memory is the long lines at the St. Isidore Hall, Mr. Speaker, when my people from Barron's Drive decided that they would stomach the sun from morning till night, and we say we're not leaving that line until we vote. And they stayed, Mr. Speaker. Yeah. They stayed. So today I want to say publicly again to our people of Barron's Drive, Palmis, Port-Bernier, New Development, Font-Saint-Jacques, Château-Belair, Itangs, Bouton, Deville, Mont-Lacroix, Boisden, Font-Gelib, my Soufrière constituency group, my women's brigade, the cell members, and all, those who helped, those who continued praying from before election to now. I remembered, Mr. Speaker, that I knocked on every door. I went into the yellow houses and the red houses. And the houses were open. And the yellows delivered to the reds, Mr. Speaker. So today, Mr. Speaker, today, yes, the yellows delivered to the reds, and we came together and we made a significant change and brought this seat home, Mr. Speaker. So I want to thank my boys by the river on the block to say that that victory is yours. I remain committed, Mr. Speaker, to continue that fight for the people of Soufrière-Fauché-Jacques. I want to take this moment, Mr. Speaker, as well, to thank in a very special way the staff at the Ministry of Commerce, especially the staff at the government warehouse, because at the moment they are under intense pressure, Mr. Speaker, for everybody looking for rice, flour, and sugar. And I know that every day they are under the microscope. So I want to thank all my permanent secretary and all my allied agencies for the support. So, Mr. Speaker, back to the bill before us. As we speak, Mr. Speaker, we all know of the turmoil in this world. Spiral high prices, high inflation, threats of war and war. We have the threats of recession, Mr. Speaker. And as we look around, the negative impact on us as a people, We have that. We have a coronavirus that we thought had left us and is back with us, but we have learned to live with it. Mr. Speaker, earlier on this morning, we heard the member for TheYouth North spoke about the threats of monkeypox. All of this, and as a government, we are operating within these external threats with very limited and no resources. I have reported in the past of the significant support that this government is providing, the difficult sacrifices that we are making at this time, Mr. Speaker. Our situation at home is affected by all these external shocks. And Mr. Speaker, on page 10 of the manifesto of the St. Lucia Labour Party, our political leader and our team made some bold promises to the youth of this country. And with your permission, I will read it, Mr. Speaker. That we will provide fiscal incentives to young entrepreneurs that are specifically targeted and readily accessible. To provide financing to eligible young persons to operate their business ideas in the form of grants and low-interest loans. To provide marketing support for these budding entrepreneurs to market their products and services locally, regionally, and internationally. To encourage programs that support skills training, mentorship, and the development of the emotional intelligence to assist them in becoming successful young entrepreneurs. To establish a separate ministry, and today, Mr. Speaker, we are establishing it as a special agency, Mr. Speaker. I am reading this, Mr. Speaker, so that all those with ears will hear, Mr. Speaker, that it was a promise made by our political leader and the team of the St. Lucia Labour Party. And today, it is becoming a reality, Mr. Speaker. We've made a promise to address a critical problem, and the speakers before me have mentioned it. And that problem is high unemployment among our youth. That is the challenge that we have to face. And the issue is, how do we address it? As we walk around before elections now, when we engage our young people, they have a mind of their own. They stick to their own. And that is why I think this initiative, in terms of having a special agency focusing on them,
that's right,
is going to tell them that, look, we have taken you seriously. We have engaged you, we have heard you, and now we are making a special effort to address your needs in a special way, Mr. Speaker. I've heard the comments from the member for Swazel that you have various agencies. Within the Ministry of Commerce, yes, we do. But we have sat down, we have strategized, and we've said, let all the young people go with the young people. We are going to address persons at 35 and above. We are going to give the support when we have to, the hand holding. But let that agency focus on the young people. They will go there with people of their own. They will sit. And I think one of the things that must follow this, Mr. Speaker, is to have, as we have a Chamber of Commerce, to have a youth Chamber of Commerce. Let them sit and get themselves together in their own space, Mr. Speaker. Let them speak their own language. And let them understand that they have a significant place and role to play in our economy. So, Mr. Speaker, they played an important role. When we made this promise, the young people came out in large numbers to vote for the St. Lucia Labour Party. And today, the St. Lucia Labour Party is saying, we heard you, we are not bluffers, we are people who deliver. And today we are delivering on this. We are delivering on this. So I want to echo the sentiments of the member from Miku North to urge our young people to get up. And I continue doing so in my own office, Mr. Speaker, and anywhere I meet them. We are placing the environment there for you. Now it is your moment to get up.
That's right.
And seize that opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I believe when you look at the programs that we've had, one of the issues that I know within this program that is critical, two issues. The availability of the financing and the mentoring, Mr. Speaker. And the mentoring. Because when I reflect on my own experience, when I sat in my father's shop and sold my coffee, that's what I made my money, that's what I paid my school, from coffee, patching coffee. If I had somebody who could have mentored me at that time to tell me, look, put a proper label on this and a proper package and sell it as a St. Lucian coffee, maybe I would have been a billionaire by now. So that's what I'm saying. I think it is taking the opportunity, and when the young people and persons come to my office, that is what I always do. Provide the mentoring that is missing. Most times it is missing. To guide. I've taken all my efforts and I decided to share, but you could. But I'm saying that the whole issue of mentoring, guiding, and saying, look, this money you're making there, it is not all for you to go and spend. That's not the cash flow, the gross profit is not your net profit, that you have to put something aside. This is what I think is critical for us, and I believe that persons, as they come to my office, young persons like Elise, whose business of Note Bite Cafe, and Mindel James, Candy Cane Beauty, and Felicia Hippolyte, Hair and Beyond, and Johan C. Casabon, Kayak Adventure. All of these young people are ready. They are ready before us, Mr. Prime Minister. They are ready for the funds. So now, when they come in, I have to give them a startup from my own funds. Because they are, these young people, they are ready. When they are ready, we need to deliver. So I am pleased, I am very pleased that we are at this stage. I am the young people are eagerly awaiting the passage of this bill, and not only the passage, but the full implementation of the program with the funding. I'm excited about this, and I'm looking forward in the next 5-10 years when we start having our local young millionaires. This is the seed, Mr. Speaker, and I support this bill wholeheartedly, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.